My mom's like, you have some explaining to do. And I was like, yeah. So what's up, guys? Welcome back to another video. Today I'm gonna be doing a little bit different. As you can probably notice, all my videos are a little bit different. You know, I'm gonna start doing vlogs, so it's not like a specific channel. It's not like a beauty channel or like this, whatever. It's just a channel where I just literally do whatever I want. So today, as you can tell, we're doing a story time video. This is my first story time I've ever done. Clearly I haven't been here for that long, but I figured I would do it because it can be kind of entertaining. I'm just over being sick, so I'm gonna have to work with that. But yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and get into this video like now. So this event that I will be talking about occurred back in like August or September, and right now it's January, so it's been a little while, and I kind of did that for a reason. Like, I didn't want to film this video too soon, so I kind of just waited it out, and now I'm finally filming this video. For the sake of my friends involved and for people involved, I'm going to change everyone's names and tell the story with their fake names. That way I save everyone's lives. Yeah, we'll just like get right into it. So the names I will be using, of course, I'm gonna be using my own name. Like, the main characters, I'm gonna name me, my friend, one of my really good friends that was involved with this. I'm gonna name her Chelsea because it doesn't even correspond with her name, and I think that's just kind of a cool name. So Chelsea. And then there's gonna be 3 others that are kind of irrelevant but kind of relevant. So the other main character that I'm gonna be talking about a lot, I'm gonna name him Ryan. I don't know, I felt like that was a good name to name him. The other 2, which don't really matter, I'm gonna name them Chance and Lane. We'll just go with that because they don't like really go along with the story, but I'm gonna be mentioning their names, so I might as well just name them Chance and Lane. So like I said, this occurred back in August or September, and let me just give you guys a little bit of a backstory of each of the characters. That way that just gives you a better idea of everyone. So me, I'm pretty outgoing. I'm pretty like a down-to-earth person. Like, you hit me up last second, like I'm going. Chelsea is a down-to-earth female. Like, her parents are pretty strict, so this night she actually snuck out so we could do this, and yeah, so that's why I'm not using her name. But so she's a pretty down-to-earth person. Chance and Lane are just there. Like, they don't really have like a bedtime or a curfew, so they were just down for it as well. Like, they didn't really care too much. Their parents or whoever didn't really care. And then Ryan. Ryan is so... God. Okay, so Ryan is the type of person, he doesn't take jokes very well. Take that into consideration because it's going to be useful throughout the story. Ryan is someone who it's like, you don't really want to hang out with Ryan, but like if he's available and if you have no one else, like he's just there. So me, Chelsea, and Ryan all met at the beginning of the year. We became friends pretty quick. Ryan's kind of different. Like, he doesn't take criticism well at all, and he's really immature. But he had a car and we wanted plans, so we were down with it. So the initial plan for this night, we hung out in the middle of the day, and then Chelsea had to go home so that her parents knew she was home. So we hung out with Chance and Lane, and I'm pretty sure Ryan was there. We just hung out in the earlier of the day. Then I don't know what I was thinking, but I decided to tell my parents, hey, I'm gonna go hang out with my friends and I'm not coming back home tonight. And which, you know, I'm spending the night at a friend's house is what I told them. So so after we dropped off Chelsea, we all just kind of went home and were waiting to find out what the plans were for later on, because we do that. We're teenagers. So Chelsea hit me up and she was like, yo, I'm gonna sneak out later. And I was like, all right, bet. Like, we're all hanging out again. So we hit up I think Ryan, Chance, and Lane were already hanging out, but like I went home because I needed to pack my stuff for wherever I thought I was gonna stay. So I went home, Chelsea hit me up, and we were like, okay, let's go. So I drive all the way to Walmart, and I leave my car at Walmart. Pay attention to that because that'll also be useful in the story. So I left my car at Walmart, and I hopped in with Chance, Ryan, and Lane. So we all go to Chelsea's house, and it's like 11:30, and her curfew is probably like 9. Like, her parents are pretty strict. So we went to go pick her up. She snuck out. She came in with us. Now, this night, there was a get-together, party, whatever you want to call it, type thing, and we were invited, and so I was like, all right, like, Chelsea, let's go. It was pretty close to Chelsea's house, so it wasn't like a far drive. My car is still at Walmart, by the way. So we went, me and Ryan, Chance, and Lane, like, dropped us off at this party thing, and they went to go do whatever. I'm not sure what they were going to go do, but me and Chelsea were just hanging out at this get-together. And let me just tell you guys, like, nothing was out of the ordinary at this party. There was no, like, it wasn't even like a party because there was no twerking. There was not, like, there was music, but it wasn't, like, I can't explain. It wasn't, like, what you would imagine a party to be like. That's why I say it as a get-together. And everyone at this get-together was, like, people we knew, I knew of. I wasn't, like, best friends or, like, really close with anyone, but, like, I would consider them, like, acquaintances, like, I just knew them from school, and, like, they were just, you just know people. So me and Chelsea were cool with it. We go inside, and we're, like, hanging out with our girls, you know, whoever we were hanging out with. And the plan was Chance, Ryan, and Lane were going to come pick us up around, like, 11:30. Like, we weren't going to stay too long. We were only going to stay for, like, 30 to 45 minutes because Chelsea had snuck out. We didn't want to stay in one place for too long. We wanted to just kind of, like, move around. So that was our plan. Now, it wasn't planned out well. I didn't know where I was going to stay that night. I didn't have an option because I'm stupid and like, just brought some clothes with me. So I asked the people there, I'm like, yo, can I crash here? And they're like, bro, like, our parents are going to be home. Like, no, we can't do that. So I was like, whatever. Like, I'll find someone to stay the night with. It's not that hard. So at this get-together, they were handing out food and, like, you know, snacks, juice, whatever. It was juice. We were just chilling, like, nothing was weird, nothing was abnormal. And these people that I know handed us, like, this little plate full of, like, cookies and brownies, and at the time I was fat, so I ate whatever was in front of me, and I'm like, you know, hell yeah, there's food in front of me, like, let me just eat it. And I'm pretty sure we were hungry anyway, so I'm just eating these brownies and cookies, and, like, there was crackers and cheese, just random stuff that you would see at, like, your mom's house or your grandma's house. Like, that's the kind of stuff they had. So, you know, I'm drinking my juice and I'm eating all this random food that I don't even, like, it could have been stale and, like, expired food that I didn't care. I just was hungry. So me and Chelsea were snacking on this food, right? And it's around 11:30, 11:45, and I remember we were like, okay, let's bounce. Like, we gotta go. And also, no one was, like, doing any drugs. Like, at the time, I was such a goody-goody. Like, if anyone was doing any of that kind of stuff, I would have left. I was really, really secure with where I was at and what I was doing, so I didn't think anything of it when I was just eating all this food. I just thought it was just a cool, like, nice gesture they added, was, like, food, whatever. And I'm pretty sure they were making food, like hot dogs and all that kind of stuff, but we left before that. So Ryan comes back, and they had gotten, like, Taco Bell, and we get in the car, and we're just driving around. So my curfew, no matter where I'm at, is 12, because in the state that I'm in and in our town, the curfew for anyone under the age of 18 is 12 midnight. So no matter if you're with someone who's 18, I'm sure it might have been okay, but everyone that we were with, like, I was 16, Chelsea was 16, and I think everyone else, Chance, Lane, and Ryan, was, like, 17. So we obviously, like, couldn't just be driving around after midnight, even though everyone does it. It just wasn't a good idea. Also, I have a tracking device on my phone, so my mom knows where I'm at all times. And I didn't tell her my plans for this night about going to a party. I don't really know what to call it, a party. I didn't tell her my plans for that. So, of course, I turned off my phone. Remember that. I turned off my phone before I got to the party. So I didn't take any Snapchats or anything, which I usually do. I'm the freaking videographer. But yeah, so I turned off my phone so my mom couldn't track me. And yeah, I mean, that's about all I was gonna say. So we're driving around. It's probably 12 or so, and our plan was to take Chelsea back to her house at like 2 or 3. Like, I don't know what I was thinking, but I guess I thought I was just gonna pull a big old all-nighter and come home at like 6 a.m. or something. I don't really know my plan. At this point, I'm texting my friends and like no one's responding. Like, my best friends aren't responding to me, so I don't have a plan to go anywhere to stay. So I asked Ryan, you know, I'm like, hey Ryan, like, can I just crash at your place? You're like, I can sleep in a different room. Like, the people that I was with, like, no one like liked each other, or so I thought. No one was like boyfriend or girlfriend, so like everything, we were just chill, like we were just all friends. So Ryan was like, yeah, sure, like you can stay with me. And I was like, yeah, like I got this, like I can just stay with him. So we're driving around, and because Chelsea had to be home later, we were just like, let's just go chill at Ryan's house. So we drove all the way to Ryan's house, and just keep in mind that Walmart, where my car is like a good 20 minutes away from his house. The drive was like a good 20 minutes back to my car. So we're at Ryan's house and we're just chilling, we're just sitting there, and this is when things start getting really fuzzy for me. It's like 12:10, 12:20, I think, and I'm starting to feel really weird. It wasn't like, it just wasn't normal. I kept forgetting things that just happened. I was laughing a lot. I was freaking hungry again. I just wasn't feeling right, and Chelsea felt the exact same way. So me and Chelsea had never smoked weed. We had never done any of that kind of stuff. And so Ryan, Chance, and Lane, I'm pretty sure they all have been high before. So they knew what it was like, and they were like, are y'all high? And I'm like, no, like I don't smoke, like I don't do that. So I'm freaking out, right? Because I'm like, oh my God, like I feel like they put something in my drink. I don't know what I was thinking, but I didn't think that's what being high on marijuana felt like. It was really whack. It wasn't normal. And it was my first time ever getting high on accident. So, of course, I wasn't ready for that. And it all hit me at once. Like, it wasn't like an easy, like, a vibe into it type thing where everyone talks about what smoking would be like. I had an edible, and I didn't know it. And I probably ate like 4 of them because I ate so many brownies and so many cookies. I still, to this day, I just spit. I still, to this day, don't know if it was in the brownies, the cookies. I don't know what it was in. And I don't even know if it was marijuana, honestly, because we were not feeling like, they were like, y'all calm down. And I was like, no, like their faces were like distorting. And that's why this video is called Drugged, because I don't even know if it was marijuana or not. To this day, I don't know. I don't talk to those people who were at that party. Like, they don't even go to my school. They go to like an alternative school in my town. So they don't go to the same school as me, and I don't talk to them, and I wasn't going to ask them because I was mad. But anyway, so I'm starting to feel really weird. I'm freaking out. I'm like, oh my God, like I got to go home. And everyone's like, no, like you're not going home. I was like, I got to call the cops. I'm freaking out. I'm like the worst person to be in a serious situation with because I think of the absolute worst possible scenario. So Chelsea is kind of like laughing, and I'm like, dude, like this isn't okay. And she's like, bro, I think we're just high. And I was like, no, like this is not okay. Like I'm freaking out. I'm like, I gotta call everyone. My phone is off still. I kept trying to turn it back on, but Chance and Lane were like, no, like you can't turn it on. And Chance and Lane had gotten high. I didn't even know this, but Chance, Lane, and Ryan all went to go get high when we were at the party. So everyone in this car is stoned at this point. And we're at Ryan's house, and Ryan, as far as I can remember, he was like tripping about stuff. He was like, I was like, am I still okay to stay at your house? And he was like, yeah, like my mom's okay with it, like she doesn't care. And then like 10 minutes later, someone would say something, and Ryan would be like freaking out saying, no, my mom's gonna flip if they see you guys in my driveway. And we just chilled in the car. Like we didn't go inside Ryan's house, we just chilled in the car. So at this point, I'm still freaking out, but everyone's trying to calm me down, and I was doing okay. And Chelsea's kind of freaking out. And after this, I think Chance had said, like, again, we were all just friends. No one liked each other. Like, we were all straight chilling. Like, I don't even know. Like, we were just chilling. And Chance had said something like, bro, like, you're hot. Like, he just complimented me. I don't even know if it was hot or pretty. I don't remember that night that well, but I do remember. This is the thing the reason why I think it was weed is because I do remember what happened now, but at the time I was like, what's going on? But Anyway, so when Chance had complimented me, Ryan blew up out of nowhere, absolutely nowhere. He just got so mad and was like, you guys, I'm going inside. And we were like, what? Like, I'm high, and I'm like, what do you mean you're going inside? Like, can I go with you? Like, what's going on? And I guess since I had laughed, I think when he complimented me, I laughed, and Ryan was so pissed that I laughed. I don't even know. Ryan's just a dweeb. Like, I don't even know why he was so mad. So he just goes inside, takes his keys, and just goes inside. So we're stuck in Ryan's car, sitting there, and we're like, what the f do we do? Like, we were like, So we're thinking, okay, Ryan's probably just going to the bathroom. Like, he'll be back out here. So we waited a good, like, 15 minutes, and by now it's, like, 12:30 to 1 a.m. I don't remember the times exactly, but I'm pretty sure it was, like, 12:30 to 1. And we're like, okay, this dude's not coming back. So we actually have videos from this night on Chelsea's phone. We got out and started, like, chunking acorns at his window and was like, get out here. Like, we were just, I don't even know. But we were kind of freaking out, and we were going to go knock on his door, but, like, his mom was there, and so I was like, guys, we shouldn't do that. Like, she's a cop. Oh, that's another thing. Ryan decides to tell us she's a cop last second. But Chelsea's calling Ryan's phone, and he said, like, good night, and just didn't text us back. His phone, like, the messages went from sending blue to green on iPhones. That means basically he, like, turned off his phone. Every time we called him, it went straight to voicemail, and so we didn't know what to do at this point. So, smart idea, instead of calling a friend, we decided to walk back to my car at Walmart. And that's a long walk. If it's 20 minutes to drive to Walmart, it's going to be a really long time to walk, right? So I'm all hyped up, and I'm like, let's go. And so thank God I was not in my right mind, because, like, if I would have walked there now, I would have probably, like, cried and stuff. But at the time, I think I was really upset, but, like, I was too out of it to really realize it. So I just was ready to just start walking. And thank God it wasn't, like, cold. I think it was, like, a perfect temperature, but I don't really remember. So long story short, I'm walking back. We're all walking back to my car. And I'm thinking in my head, I'm like, what are we going to do when I get back to my car? Like, I can't take these people home. Like, I can't drive impaired. So I'm kind of freaking out. I get Chelsea to text all my friends. None of them are answering. So thank you to you guys. I could have died this night. So I'm sure at this time my mom was texting me, but I didn't know that, obviously, because my phone was off. So, you know, we're just walking down back to my freaking car, and Lane had, like, a skateboard, so he was just skating around, and I'm freaking out. We keep seeing cops roll by, and I'm like, dude, because it's past curfew, like, they can stop us, and we're all high out of our mind. Like, we're all going to get caught, but we didn't. We made it all the way to my car. When we got to my car, I started just freaking out again. Like, I went into panic mode. I was like, guys, I can't take y'all home. Like, Chance and Lane didn't even live in my town. They live, like, 30 minutes out of a different town. And it's the opposite way from our houses. So I was like, bro, like, I can't take y'all home. I was telling Chelsea, I was like, y'all gotta walk. Like, I can't do it. And at this moment, like, 20 seconds later, I just sat there and, like, stared at my steering wheel. And I was like, all right, let's go. And Chance and Lane were like, let me drive. And I was like, no, I'm not letting you drive. Like, I know that it probably would have been better because they know how to drive impaired and I don't. But it was not a good idea because, like, if we would have gotten stopped, number one, they don't have a license. Number two, it's my car. If we would have gotten stopped or gotten in a wreck, like, insurance wouldn't have been able to pay for it. Number three, we're all stoned right now. Number four, I don't trust anyone to really drive my car, so I drove all the way to drop them off in a different town. And then coming all the way back, Chelsea lives even farther. Like, I have to pass my road to go to her road, so it's a long way. And so me and Chelsea are just, you know, riding in the car. I'm kind of calming down. I almost hit, like, this fox. It just ran in front of me, and, like, I didn't even react to it until, like, a minute later, and I was like, whoa, but, like, I had already passed it. So that was crazy. So, you know, we're just driving back to her house. I'm finally kind of calm, and I was super focused, like, sonic focused. And so, anything she said, I don't remember it at all. I think she was, like, talking to me, but, like, I didn't hear it. Like, I turned my ear off and was so focused on the road. And at this point, I'm kind of coming down from my high, but not really, because edibles do mess you up. Like, when I say this, dude, I mean, like, when I was driving, I forgot that I was driving. Like, I don't even know how to explain it, but it was really messed up, and I would not recommend doing that at all. Not even mind the fact that usually, I was told, you usually green out, which means you throw up after you have so much. But I ate an enormous amount of food that I don't even know how I didn't die. Like, when I told my friends about it, they were like, well, how many cookies and brownies did you eat? And I was like 4 of each. Like, I was that hungry. Like, I'm not even joking. Maybe only like one of the brownies had it in it. I don't know to this day again. But all I know is this was a very crazy moment for me driving under the influence of whatever was in the brownies or the cookies. But anyway, so I'm driving back, and, you know, I'm super focused, all that. Everything's going fine. I'm vibing to music. I'm not, like, falling asleep. I'm just really, really feeling weird. And Chelsea's kind of like, bro, I hope my parents aren't up. Like, she's kind of freaking me out a little bit. But I was like, nah, it's good. Like, I'll drop her off down the road and let her walk back to her house. We're driving, you know, on the highway, and we're, like, a good 15 minutes from her house. Finally, like, we get back into town, and I'm just, like, relieved. But I still don't have a plan of where I'm going to sleep. So I was trying to think of a plan in my head, like, tell my mom, like, hey, I just felt sick at my friend's house and I wanted to come home, you know, whatever. But I don't really know. And at the time, my mom was taking, like, medications for her cancer treatment and stuff. So she couldn't sleep, and the medication she was on wouldn't help her sleep. And her daughter is out and her phone's off. So she's probably a little bit freaking out, right? And so I'm just driving back, and I see this car that looks exactly like my mom's. And I tell my friend Chelsea, I'm like, bro, that's my mom. Like, I swear to God. And, you know, of course, when you're under the influence like that, you don't really know things. So I could have been just tripping and thinking that it was, and it wasn't. But I'm like, bro. And then she's like, okay, dude, just drive. Like, it's not your mom. You're good. So I just keep driving, and I look in my mirror, and the car did a complete U-turn and started following me. At this moment, I was freaking out because it could either be my mom, and then I'm a super panic person, so my anxiety is, like, up there. So I was like, bro, what if it's, like, a rapist and a murderer? Like, they saw us in the car, and now they're following us to wherever we're going. Like, they're gonna rape us. And she's like, bro, like, calm down, you're fine. And I don't think Chelsea ate as much edibles as I did, so she was kind of coming down from it, I think. But she is scarred from this night, though. That's a definite fact. And so the car's following me, and it's getting really close to my car. And my car is really easy. Like, if you know me, I have this, like, cross thing in the middle of my, where my mirror, you know what I'm talking about. And it's like a Scentsy, and you can see it through my car. So she could tell it was me. Whoever was in the car could tell it was me. So I'm still driving, and she's like, okay, let's do the back roads and see if they still follow us. So I turn onto these back roads, and I'm being cautious, but I'm kind of running some stop signs just to see if this car is going to continue to follow me. So the car sped up and was following me every single place I went. Every little turn I took, they were turning 30 miles faster than I was. And so I'm just, you know, speeding down these roads. Like, I probably could have died because I was going so fast, which is not good. But it wasn't, like, too fast. The speed limit was, like, 30, but you can really go, like, 60. But anyway. And so I'm like, okay, dude, I have to turn on my phone and I have to call my mom. Because if it's not my mom, then I'm really going to flip my shit. But if it is my mom, I'm still going to flip my shit. But I'm going to be okay knowing that it's not a murderer, you know. So I turn on my phone, and I have, like, notifications after notifications from my mom. And she's like, hey, your tracking app isn't working. What are you doing? And then it was like 1 a.m. and it was like, she was like, where are you at? I don't see you on the map. And when I turned off my phone, I didn't realize this, but when you turn off your phone on the tracking device, it's just going to tell her where you were the last time, like wherever you were last. And I turned my phone off in the middle of our highway, so it just tells her that I'm in the middle of the highway, basically. So she probably thought I got in, like, a car accident. So she was just driving really fast, trying to catch up to me. So I call her, and I'm like, Mom. And I can hear her driving in the background. And she was like, what? And I was like, there's someone following me. And she was like, yeah, that's me. And I was like, I knew at this point, but I was clarifying, and I was like, yeah. So she was like, you pull over right now. She's like, who are you in the car with? And I was like, Chelsea. And she was like, you drop Kelsey off right now and you go back home. And she's just pissed off. She's so mad. But it's kind of a relief, because if I hadn't have called my mom, if my mom hadn't have found me that night, I don't know where I'd end up, because I don't know where I would have slept. I don't know. So we get to Chelsea's house, and Chelsea like just bolts out of the car and like sprints to her house. She didn't get caught that night, and no one got in trouble except for me. So I drove back home, and my mom doesn't know I'm high at this point. She doesn't even know. She just thinks I've been driving around, sneaking around. So I get in the house, and I remember like I almost fell into we have like these stairs up into my house, and I almost busted it. And she's like asking me all these questions, and every question she asked me just like went in and like out. Like I don't remember what even she asked me. And let me just tell you guys something. So my mom has cancer, so I live with my grandparents as well. And my grandparents are like, my entire life I've been this like good kid who does everything right, and like everyone was so proud of me, like everything I've like been through. With my dad's side of the family, like my dad did stuff that was bad, whatever. So I was always that kid. I'm an only child, so I have to be the one who's like the good kid, right? So my grandparents adored me. They trusted me with everything. I was just such a good kid. And so me coming home high was a really big, not expected thing. So my grandma gets up at like 4 a.m. because she has work. And so I don't think we got home that late. I think I got home at like 2:30 or so, 3 maybe. I don't really know. And so I get inside, and my grandma's up. And my grandma is the scariest person of my entire life. My mom, okay, I get it, we'll fight. But my grandma will slap the shit out of someone and they'll fly across America. Like, that bitch is hard-headed. So I see her and I'm like, oh my God. My mom's like, you have some explaining to do. And I was like, yeah. So I walk in, I had this whole plan in my head. I'm like, okay, I'm going to tell them that I went to my friend's house and got sick and wanted to come home. And that I was scared, so I was driving around. I had to drop off someone. I had this plan in my mind, and it sounded really good the whole way home, until I got home, and I forgot the plan. So they're asking me all these questions, and I remember I was like looking like this, and I was like, my eyes were red, and I was just like drowsy. And so my grandma's like, what the f is wrong with you? And I don't even think she said the F word, but it just makes the story better, so we're gonna say it. So yeah, she was like, what the f is wrong with you? And I was like, I don't, what do you mean? And my mom is like, are you drunk? And I was like, because I'm not like a drinker, but like it was more expected for me to get drunk rather than high. So my mom's thinking that I'm drunk, and she just starts freaking out. She's like, you're drinking and driving? And I was like, no, like I'm not drinking, like I'm just high. And I told them that I ate some stuff and just got really high. And they didn't really believe me. I know they didn't, because they looked at me like I was stupid, which, I mean, I would have too. Like, it doesn't sound correct because you don't think that kind of stuff actually happens. So they're like, yeah, I bet. And I'm like, okay. So I don't know what to do now. Like, I just told you what was up. Like, what do you want me to do? So my mom spends like $50. She calls Walmart and says, hey, do you guys have a drug and alcohol test? And they're like, yeah. So my mom goes all the way to Walmart. I'm telling my grandma, I'm like, Granny, listen, like, I didn't do this. Like, I promise. And I'm talking, like, this is how it went. Okay, I was like, I promise, like, I didn't do this. Like, I just got drugged, dude. Like, I don't even know what's going on. And then I'd start laughing, and, like, it just wasn't a good situation. My grandpa's pretty chill. He wasn't even up, but when he found out, he wasn't, like, too mad because I told him what happened. I was like, I got drugged. Like, you guys don't believe me. I know you don't, but that's the truth. And you can do a freaking polygraph test on me if you want. My mom comes back with a test, and when she comes back, I'm already passed out in my bed. She wakes me up. I'm like, bitch. Makes me pee in this cup, and then I went back to sleep, and then I remember her saying, it's fucking THC. And I was like, what is that? I was like, oh my God. I was like, well, I told you. Like, you wasted your money. Like, I wouldn't drink and drive, number one. Number two, like, I told you I ate some stuff and I got high. Like, what did you not understand about that? And so, my grandma didn't talk to me for like days. When she gets mad, like, she just doesn't talk. You know, like, your family just refuses to talk to you. That's like how it was, and it was so awkward. So the next day I get up and I'm like, oh my god, and I get grounded. I got my phone taken away. Like, I got a bunch of random stuff happen to me, and they still don't believe that I ate some stuff like on an accident. They're like, you had to have known. And I was like, what the f-? Like, I never do that. Like, I'm such a good kid. But yeah, so now I'm not like trusted. It's become a joke though with our family. Like, we have this joke now. My grandma's like, if I go out of the house, she's like, don't eat any food, and I'm like, thank you. Like, yeah, Chelsea was fine. We don't mess with Ryan though. Ryan can go himself, okay? I am not, that boy needs to, I'm so mad. If he wouldn't have, this would have never happened if he wouldn't have ditched us. Because if he wouldn't have ditched us, I would have gone home fine and no one would have thought anything, you know? No one would have thought of anything. But no, Ryan decided to ditch us after he knew that I was stoned and that I had never been high before, and he knew that. But he still left us. And then the next day, he apologizes and said, it's only because I like you. And I'm like, you don't just do that to people. Like, I'm in major trouble now. So thank you, Ryan, for that. Chance and Lane kind of just laughed it off. They're still kind of my friends. Like, I don't really hang out with them, but like, you know, they're cool. Me and Chelsea are pretty close, but Chelsea's like terrified to eat any food at anything other than her house. So yeah, got in a lot of trouble, and here I am today. Probably gonna have to do a drug test soon because I'm not trusted. But yeah, that was my story time of when I got drugged and ditched all in the same night, and probably could have, should have died, but whatever. Love that. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and now you know a little bit more about me. But just a quick little note, if you do know the real people in this story, if I've told you the story and you know who it actually is, please keep it like on the low. I'm not trying to have anyone get in trouble. I'm not trying to have any parents find out. Chelsea's parents. I'm not trying to have anyone get in trouble for anything. And if you're a teacher or one of my educators watching this, just know, like, that's not me. Like, this is just, I just got drugged. Like, I didn't expect it. Like, it just happened. So if you're a parent watching this, just know I'm not this type of kid. Just don't send your kid with me to a party, right? No, I'm just not. I'm really cautious now. I learned my lesson. I mean, nothing was sketch about it, but that's exactly how stuff happens. And they probably thought that I was a stoner. Don't know why, but maybe they did it as a joke. Maybe they didn't. No one hit me up from that party that night to ask if I was okay. So maybe they just figured, maybe they gave me the wrong brownies. I don't know. I don't know. But all I know is that I felt dead that night. So, yeah, that's my story time. And if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, you watched it, so thanks for the view. Yeah, and click on my account if you want to see more videos of mine. I'll be doing more story times because I do have a lot of crazy encounterments that have happened. But if you want to be on my channel, if you want to see if you want me to make a certain video, comment down below, all that. Let me know how you like this video. Yeah, so subscribe. All right, bye guys. Peace.